Is Wonk Range Warfare still the best option for Mage's main, or is just about a habit? Why Wonk Range Warfare isn't great for mages? This is something that I really notice when I start working over my pets is, do I actually need Wonk Range Warfare? Now, from one side, you're going to have marksmen, okay? You're going to involve your marksmen in your roster. You're going to be able to use, Margaret with something, maybe Sindri and Frygar. We all know the benefits from Wonk Range Warfare. But in same time, those heroes, for most of us, I'm maybe pointing myself, it takes me some time to make Margaret like 555, but still I can actually use Margaret with Celestials. And having this 20% cut over the marksmans when you get the Wonk Range Warfare is basically make the marksmans close to Celestials from point of how much damage they're doing. And I'm going to make a simple calculation. Now, right now, tier 5 marksmans is doing 362. This is with Wonk Range Warfare. Celestials, normal attack of Celestials, tier 5 of course, is 332. So we're talking about 30 damage difference between Celestials and marksmans. So from this point, this extra 30, and I can actually involve my undeveloped heroes. Maybe Margaret, Sindri, and Frygar is leveled up, okay? They are awakening. These two are awakening. This like 555, which is completely fine. But the rest of my marksmen is total trash. Now in the season 1, I invest little in the Kinara. Also in Nico, I invest a little. I didn't actually invest, but he's from the gold keys. So it's pretty close to be awakened. So what is the point of this video? The point of this video is, I think, for the mage's main may not actually need Wonk Range Warfare. Now there is things that you may actually need, like for example March speed 10%. This is crazy. Increase the weekly merit retention. Okay, this is so. This one is also good one. Here are Hearts of as one when you have at least blah blah blah. And from there actually come this whole topic. But what is the alternative? Okay, let's say we're not looking for Wonk Range Warfare. We want to get something else. Now, one of the ways is actually boosting the infantry, but it's absolutely the same like the marksmans. If you're mage main, most likely your heroes, your mages are going to be very good developed. Now here we also have for the mages, magic units deals normal attack on the field, target lose some march speed. Nobody care about this 15% reduction of march speed. The enemy legion is still going to escape you, just to mention that for 5 seconds. So in situation like this, you can go with cavalry and maybe infantry on this side, which again, you're not going to have very good builded infantry and cavalry most likely if you're like me. And I can say I'm like 60-70% from my gameplay in Call of Dragons. I actually buy the daily bundles and I have the 2 monthly bundles, and from time to time I buy some extra bundles. Extremely rare, but it happened. So this is my spending, and my mages is actually developed. Not all of them, but this is other topic. So you can go with infantry and cavalry, but they're going to not be developed that much. Marksman is not also developed that much, but why you actually want to have this Wonk Range Warfare over the marksman? Now, if you add this 20% base stats and just keep your marksmen at the medium range, you're going to notice that they're going to just kill all the infantry on the battlefield. And I personally get sick of infantry, especially infantry blink. I can sit behind with my marksmen and break the bones of this infantry. And I don't even need to have good developed hero to actually do that, because the base stats of the marksman is going to be the same like normally they are. So what is my alternative? I was thinking a lot. Now this field tomorrow I tested, I don't like it. Here you have to separate your legion from rest of the legions, going to give you 10% attack for 15 minutes, but in same time most likely you're going to reinforce your legion when hit like 50%, which can actually take like 2-3 minutes, maybe 5. You can spend a whole day just killing infantry, but counterattack of the infantry is still going to force you to do some reinforcement. So you know, I'm not so happy with this one, especially the merits that I'm getting from the legions. When Alliance Legion with the example buff get merits, you also receive 5% of the merits they get. Can obtain max to 150. Now I test this one, it's not that many merits. It's just not that many merits. Now this one is another story. This one is another story because you have to kill in the example buff, which is for 15 minutes. It can be triggered one time every 1 hour, I think. And yeah, example cannot be cast again for 1 hour. So in this 15 minutes window, you have to try your best to actually do some merits. And again, one season I was with this one, I'm not so happy. So this leaves us with battle preparation, which is most likely I'm start thinking over. And this is the alternative for me. Now here we have increased CP speed, which is so 5%. Now keep in mind, with CP points you're going to kill Darkling patrols. Most likely I'm going to get training speed ups and some resources, of course, but it's not something special. From here you can go with this 3% more debts you're going to return, and believe it or not, I already have some debts. I have like 34k debts. So from there, what else? I mean, is obviously maybe it's going to this one, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to go with the debts, but this one is also not that bad, depending how many debts I actually have. This one is a trash one, but this one is actually what I'm looking for. I'm looking for extra warrants. For 30 days I'm going to get like 20 extra warrants, which is going to lead up to 20 pet skills. Now I may get lucky, or I may not get lucky with the pets. Currently I have 2 new pets that I just get, and this is this one. Okay, this one is going to get free. I'm not lucky here. This one is going to get free, and I'm not going to get lucky here, but still I'm going to get more pet skills. Why is this actually important and why I point that? Just because whatever you're going to get as a warrants, let's say, because the super talent is not coming at the beginning of the season. One season is something like 40 days, so most likely you're going to have 30 days with these super talents, and you're going to get this warrant capacity for like 30 days, you know, so 30 skills, and it's something that is going to be into your account. So if you're in a situation like me, you don't care that much how much damage the marksmen are doing, because your marksman is basically not developed that good. And oh yeah, I forgot, I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to get this one, and most likely this one, or maybe just this one and this one, also this and this, you know. I mean, after you finish, I think how many talents points you can actually have. You can get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 15 points. So you have 15 points. This is 1 2 3 4 4 3 7 10. It's basically going to have 10 here, and maybe you can get 2 here and 1 here. This one is also a good one, but I don't know, this extra warrant definitely I think deserve my attention over this long range warfare. So most likely in the future I'm just going to switch that, get some more pets, get some more warrants in general, and actually make my pets 3-star. And I'm on the way to make one of the pets 3-star. For example, this one, I can basically make him 3-star right now. Can I? Yes, I actually can. And this can actually go to 4-star. But you know, and this is not good way to go for, just to mention that. So this is what I was thinking lately about the seasonal talents and this long range warfare. I think the hype around long range warfare is crazy, but the moments I get all of my marksmen in the hospital is the moments I just don't heal them. I heal my mages, I don't heal my marksmen, because you know, Celestials is close to same attack like the marksmen, but I have one Margaret Syndrian that can actually do something there. So yeah, just wanted to share with you my personal thoughts over the seasonal talents, and how maybe it's going to be good idea to actually have this one. Now I'm going to of course make some tests, see how the things are going from point of merits, and do I'm getting enough merits. So far I'm facing very strong alliances, which somehow suggest me to go with Long Range Warfare, because those alliances are very hard one, very strong players, and the more strong is one legion, the less severely wounded is going to go in the hospital. The more squishy your legion, the more is going to hospital. It's like somebody if attack your donkey, you're going to get all the donkeys in the hospital. This is just how the things are working. So maybe against these teams I can go with Long Range Warfare, but so far after I fill up my hospital with marksmen, I just noticed myself that I don't heal marksmen, I heal Celestials and Vestals. So if I'm actually doing that, why not having in one extra warrant at the end of the day? This is like 30 warrants, 30 pet skills, which maybe can be just skills like I show you and not actually give you something interesting, but maybe it can be a game-changing skills, or skills that can actually give you a lot of coins. And I have this type of skills, skills, yeah, basically. If I go in the sale, you're going to see some stupid skills. It's costing so much. Where is this? For example, this one. Look at this one. This one is a 1-star, okay, but like look how much. There is other skills that drop very much. This one I'm currently saving that, so I'm not going to sell this one. But yeah, there is a spells that actually cost a lot of coins. You can basically make tons of coins getting these 30 warrants, and it's going to be something that you're going to have for the next season. Long Range Warfare is something that you're going to get, and if it finish, the end of the season it finish. It's not you're not going to carry that thing. Also, you just need enough merits to empty the shops. That's all. I even do a refresh on my daily shops, and this is not because of the marksmen are something crazy. It's just because mages are developed. My mages are developed. So yeah, just wanted to make this video and share my opinion over this topic that I'm thinking lately. If you have anything that you want to say, feel free just to write it in the comments below. You can like the video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you're new, become a member if you want to directly support my work. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.